Welcome back to another deep dive with the Moore's Global Finance Podcast team. I'm John, and I'm joined today by Tiffany, our precious metals expert. We're diving into Hard Assets Alliance, or HAA for short. They're a platform that's making some serious waves in the world of precious metal investing.
It's great to be here, John. And yeah, the HAA is super interesting. They're blending that stability of precious metals with the ease of a digital platform. It's a really fascinating space for investors right now.
Absolutely. One thing that caught my eye when I was reading up on HAA was their focus on real assets. Can you explain what that means for investors compared to other types of investments?
Sure. When HAA talks about real assets, they're really emphasizing that you're not investing in just like a digital representation of gold or silver. You're buying actual physical bullion.
Mhm.
You own those tangible assets, and they're stored securely in these reputable vaults. You even have the option of taking physical delivery if you want. It's different from some other investments that might feel less tangible, like certain stocks or cryptocurrencies.
That's a key difference, especially in today's economic climate. Knowing you have something concrete backing your investment can be really appealing to investors.
Definitely. And when it comes to tangible assets, HAA offers a surprising variety. We're talking gold, silver, platinum, and even palladium, all available in different forms and sizes.
Let's get into the specifics. What kind of options are we talking about for each metal?
Okay, so for gold, they have everything from the classic 1-ounce bars to larger options for bigger investments. They also offer popular coins like the American Eagle, which can be great for collectors.
That's a good point about collectors. Seems like they're catering to a wide range of interests, not just investors.
Exactly. And then for silver, they have various bar sizes, including those big 100-ounce bars, for those who really want to make a statement. They also offer recognizable coins like the American Eagle and the Canadian Maple Leaf. Platinum and palladium are more focused on the 1-ounce bar format, but the options are there.
So you've decided to invest. You've got these precious metals. Where do they actually live? HAA talks a lot about their vault services. Can you walk us through that?
For sure. Security is a top priority for HAA, so they partner with these leading vault companies like Brinks, Loomis, and Melka Amit. These companies are known for their crazy security measures and their global reach. You can choose to store your metals in locations like New York, Zurich, London, Salt Lake City, even Singapore.
I find that interesting that they offer so many storage locations. That seems like a big advantage for investors, especially those who are concerned about global risks.
Absolutely. Having options is key. It lets investors choose storage that aligns with their risk assessments and their investment strategies. And speaking of options, HAA doesn't just offer one-size-fits-all when it comes to account types.
Let's talk about those accounts. From what I've read, they have a few different options tailored to different needs. Can you break those down for our listeners?
They do. So if you're looking for a simple way to buy and sell gold and silver with low fees, their Smart Metals account is a good place to start. For those interested in diversifying their retirement portfolio with physical gold, the Precious Metals IRA is a standout option.
That one really caught my eye. The ability to invest in physical gold within a tax-advantaged retirement account is a pretty compelling offer for a lot of investors.
Definitely. And if you're someone who prefers a more passive approach, their Metal Stream account is pretty interesting. It lets you make these small recurring investments, starting at just $25 a month. It's a great way to slowly build up your gold or silver holdings over time without having to make big lump sum purchases.
I like that. It's almost like dollar cost averaging, but for precious metals.
Exactly. And they don't stop there. They also have a corporate treasury account. That one's designed specifically for businesses that are looking to hold gold as a secure asset. And then for those thinking about estate planning, they offer estate and trust accounts. Those provide a framework for passing on those precious metal assets to beneficiaries.
It's impressive how they've considered such a wide range of needs and goals. It sounds like they're really trying to make precious metals accessible to everyone, no matter their experience level or financial situation.
It seems like that's their mission. And to make things even easier, they've made getting started really user-friendly. You can open an account online in minutes, choose the account type that works for you, and fund it through a bank transfer, wire, or even a check. Once you have the funds in, you're ready to start buying and selling precious metals right there on the platform, which is accessible 24/7.
The 24/7 access is a big plus these days. Investors want to manage their portfolios whenever and wherever it's convenient for them. Speaking of convenience, I hear HAA also has a mobile app.
They do. It's available on Android and iOS. You can manage your investments on the go, buy and sell metals, track your holdings, even initiate deliveries, all right, from your phone.
Wow. It sounds like they've really thought about user experience.
For sure.
Before we move on, I wanted to touch on one more thing, your affiliate program. Can you give us a quick rundown of how that works?
Okay, so their affiliate program is for people who want to share HAA's services with others, like influencers, bloggers, or financial advisors. It's a way to earn commissions by recommending HAA and spreading the word about investing in precious metals. They even provide marketing materials and support. So it's easy to integrate HAA into your existing content.
That's a smart move. Incentivizes people to promote them, helps them reach a wider audience. But what really matters is what customers are saying about their experience. We've got some data from Trustpilot and the Better Business Bureau. I'm curious to hear what kind of feedback they're getting.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag, John. On Trustpilot, they have a really impressive 4.5 out of 5 stars based on 83 reviews, which suggests a pretty positive customer experience overall. A lot of the reviewers praise the platform for how easy it is to use, the security, and the transparent pricing.
That's good to hear. But you said mixed bag, so I'm guessing the Better Business Bureau tells a different story.
It does. On the BBB, they do have a B grade, but their customer score is much lower. It's just 1 out of 5 stars, based on the reviews there.
That's quite a difference.
Yeah.
Seems like there's some contrasting perspectives out there. What are some of the specific concerns being raised in those negative reviews? I think it's important for our listeners to get a balanced view, to hear both the good and the bad.
You're right. Transparency is key. So in those negative reviews, a couple of themes pop up. One customer was frustrated with the process of getting their money back. They said it was super complicated, even though they provided all the right documents.
That's never good to hear. Having trouble with withdrawals is always a red flag for any investment platform. Were there any other complaints that came up a lot?
Yeah, another customer said they had technical issues when they were trying to fund their account. And unfortunately, this happened when silver prices were going up. So because of that delay, they missed out on some investment opportunities and ended up losing money. So it's important to remember that even with all the positive reviews, there are still potential downsides and risks to think about.
You've made some great points, Tiffany. It seems like HAA offers a lot of attractive features. But those negative reviews do raise some valid concerns.
Exactly. It's important for anyone thinking about investing to weigh both the pros and cons before making a decision.
I completely agree. It's always a good idea to research any investment platform thoroughly, understand the potential risks. But before we move on, let's address the big question. Is Hard Assets Alliance a legitimate company? Can investors trust them with their money?
Yes, they are a legitimate company. They specialize in precious metals investments. They've been around since 2010. They manage a lot of assets. And they offer a range of services for both new and experienced investors. They've built a solid track record. But like with any investment, due diligence is super important. You need to understand the fees, the risks, and the company's history before you commit to anything. And it's always a good idea to talk to a financial advisor. Make sure any investment aligns with your overall goals and your risk tolerance. Precious metals can be a really valuable part of a diversified portfolio, but it's important to approach them strategically.
Excellent advice, Tiffany. As we wrap up our deep dive into Hard Assets Alliance, let's summarize the key takeaways for our listeners. What are the essential things to remember about HAA? What makes them stand out in the world of precious metal investing?
Okay, so first off, HAA offers a really diverse platform for investing in precious metals. They have options for both beginners and experienced investors, including that possibility of physical ownership and delivery. Whether you're interested in gold bars, silver coins, platinum, palladium, they have a surprisingly wide selection.
And they've made the whole process pretty streamlined, from
Yeah.
opening an account to funding it
Yeah,
and making that first purchase. It seems super user-friendly.
for sure. They've really focused on creating a smooth and intuitive user experience. And that 247 accessibility, both through their online platform and the mobile app, is a huge plus.
But it's not just about buying and selling. They also offer secure storage through those reputable vault companies we talked about.
Exactly. Security is paramount. And they've partnered with the best in the business to make sure your assets are protected. And you even have the flexibility to choose from different storage locations worldwide. It adds another layer of security and control.
And let's not forget about the different account types. They've really tailored their services to a wide range of investors, individuals, retirement planners, businesses, even people focused on estate planning. It's really impressive.
Yeah, it shows their commitment to making precious metals accessible to everyone, no matter your background or experience.
But as with any investment platform, it's important to look at those customer reviews, both the good and the bad. We saw that Trustpilot paints a pretty positive picture, but the Better Business Bureau feedback highlighted some potential concerns. especially around those account funding and withdrawal issues.
You're right. It's a good reminder that doing your research is crucial. HAA is a legitimate company. They have a solid track record. But you always want to weigh both the positive and negative feedback before making a decision.
Excellent points, Tiffany. For anyone who wants to learn more about Hard Assets Alliance, where can they go? I know we have some resources for our listeners.
You can head over to the Morse Global Finance website. We have a full review there. It covers everything we've talked about today and more. You'll find details about their platform, investment options, fees, storage solutions. We even break down those customer reviews so you can get a balanced perspective.
Perfect. We'll be sure to include a link to that review in the show notes. Tiffany, as we wrap up this deep dive, I like to leave our listeners with something to think about. A question to spark some further exploration. What's one final takeaway you'd like to leave them with?
That's a good one, I guess I would say. Given all the talk about inflation and market volatility these days, think about how incorporating precious metals into your portfolio might impact your long-term financial stability. It's a question worth considering, especially in these uncertain times. Precious metals have historically been a good hedge against inflation and a safe haven when the market is turbulent. But it's important to understand how they fit into your individual investment strategy.
That's an excellent question, Tiffany, and one that deserves careful thought. For those who are new to precious metals investing, our full review on the Moores Global Finance website is a great starting point. It gives you a solid foundation for understanding how it all works. And for anyone who's already familiar with precious metals, it's always a good idea to stay updated on what's happening in the market, explore different platforms, and find one that meets your needs. HAE could be a good fit for some investors out there.
Absolutely. The precious metals landscape is always changing. Platforms like HAA are really opening things up, making these assets more accessible to a lot more people.
For sure. Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today. We took a deep dive into Hard Assets Alliance, looked at their features, the benefits, and some of the potential drawbacks. We discussed their different investment options, their secure storage solutions, and how user-friendly they are. And of course, we also looked at those customer reviews. We wanted to highlight both the positive feedback and any concerns people might have.
It's been a really thorough deep dive, John. Hopefully our listeners feel like they have all the info they need to decide if HAA is the right platform for them.
I hope so too, Tiffany. Remember, everyone, knowledge is power, especially when it comes to finance and investing. Keep doing your research, explore different opinions, and make choices that align with your own goals and risk tolerance.
And don't be afraid to reach out to a financial advisor if you need help along the way.
Great advice, Tiffany. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive. It's always great to have you share your expertise with our listeners.
It's been a pleasure, John. Always happy to be here.
And to all our listeners out there, thanks for joining us on this journey into the world of Hard Assets Alliance. We hope you found it helpful and informative. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep diving deep into the world of finance.